Good morning. Oh, it's a bit chilly out here. I'm in Flamborough on the rocks looking out over the cliffs. This retirement lark, it's got its perks. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're away this week. And it's just nice to be able to go away at the drop of a hat without, any kind of commitment. It's lovely. But one of the things that I was thinking of when I was travelling up to Flamborough the other day was this transition into full retirement. I've spoken about this in my last few videos because I retired fully at the beginning of this year, and I'm not gonna lie, the transition hasn't been as easy as I thought it might be. But the more I'm sort of working through it, I do a lot of journaling, the more I'm kind of coming to terms with this change of use. And I use that term because as I was journaling the other day, I was doing a bit of meditation and a bit of journaling, and the image that kept coming in my mind was of a commercial property, like a shop, that applied for a change of use to a different purpose, maybe residential or a different type of business. And I just thought that's a really good analogy for retirement. The more I think about this analogy, the change of use, the more I think when I'm working on revamping my office and I'm making the office have a change of use, the more it seems to make sense to me. So as I said, if you think about old buildings, shops, pubs, places that once buzzed with life and purpose, for years they stood at the heart of their communities, filled with people and activity and energy. Then one day they closed their doors, the shutters came down, and suddenly their purpose was gone. And that's a little like how I felt when I retired. For so many years, work defined me because it gave me routine, identity, and a sense of contributing. Then, at the start of this year, that chapter ended. The career that I'd poured so much energy into and was the centre of my days, I then found myself wondering, so what now? But just like those buildings, you see, we still have value. A shop transforms into a home, a pub, once filled with laughter and late night stories, becomes a peaceful residence. The purpose is different, but the structure remains solid. The foundations are still strong. They simply need a little vision, a little reinvention, a bit of a makeover, a bit like my office. And I think there's a danger that if we leave a building empty for too long, it starts to decay. The windows crack, the roof begins to sag, and what once was full of life can become an eyesore, hanging in limbo, no longer what it was, but not yet something new. And there's a danger, if we're not careful, it can happen to us in retirement. Without any purpose, without any care, we risk becoming stuck, uncertain of our next role, watching as time that we should be enjoying ourselves just slips by. Time for a cup of tea. So I'm taking my time over the office renovation because there's no hurry. I'm going to intersperse it with trips away in Pete, my van. I'm going to intersperse it with trying new things, getting back to some of the hobbies and the pastimes that I haven't had time for while I was working, like playing the guitar, reading books, doing knitting, trying new crafts. I feel like there's a whole world of stuff out there waiting for me to try now that I've had a change of use.
And we'll all go together to pull Wild Mountain Thyme all around the bloomin' heather. will ye go, lassie, go?
What I would say though is meditating and journaling are really helping. If that's not something you do, I would genuinely suggest you give it a try. Meditation isn't always easy to begin with. It can take a little bit of practice, and we have to let go of some of the expectations we might have around it. And journaling too, I think people get wrapped up in the right way to journal. But for me, it's just getting my thoughts out of my head and onto paper. Sometimes that's doodles, sometimes it's just prose, just writing. Sometimes it's complete nonsense and it doesn't really matter. It's just getting it out on the page. But what that does is it just lets your unconscious mind take over, and you stop working from your conscious thinking brain into your emotional subconscious brain, and you can get some real clarity when you do. So that's my top tip for you if you're not already. Anyway, I'm going to get out the cold because as much as it's beautiful around here, it is freezing. I'll talk to you again soon. Take care.